Good morning. Welcome to the morning chat, the vacation edition. This is like the last day of a full day of my vacation. So most of my morning chat is going to be based on my vacation. Today, I'm going to talk about the exorbitant prices of being in Vegas. Okay. And this won't be included in my chat, probably not my vlog, my budget and blessing, because this is the part that I didn't expect, but I kind of did. You know what I'm saying? So this morning, I went and got my regular bacon Gouda sandwich and a Frappuccino, a caramel crunch Frappuccino from Starbucks next door. I paid almost $20 for a sandwich and a drink. Okay? So what I'm learning now, before the pandemic, it probably been a little bit more than if I were getting it at home, which would have been about $10, a little over $10. Maybe. Just because, time changes, they're going to creep up the prices. But I feel like with the pandemic and what they call inflation, like the pandemic, the shutdown caused unnecessary super hikes in prices with their excuse of being, it was a whole year we shut down. We're still making up for those prices. Like, my thing is, it's like, it's the same thing, I feel, with, like when we were in the pandemic, where it's like our shipping to the Dollar Tree, when I worked at the Dollar Tree, it was sparse. It's like, what? Why are we not getting it? I believe the Dollar Tree held shipping. Wasn't because we didn't have nobody to ship to us, but they held off shipping so that they can repackage products that they were sending to us into smaller packaging. That's why if I'm going to go on a conspiracy theory, that I'm starting to feel like it might, those conspiracy theorists that say there was a plandemic, like we need to have a reason to hike up gas prices, hike up food prices, because right now we don't have any real reason to do it. But if we shut down, it makes sense. Okay, so and so amount of people got COVID and they couldn't deliver, or those people were concerned about getting COVID because they made it real scary. Do, 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 do. And people died. They did. But I think they died because they already had a precondition to die. Okay, child. I'm not going to go that far because there's some people that lost loved ones that might be mad at me for that thinking. But if you just take a minute and don't react in your emotions and think about it. Chadwick Boseman, he already had colon cancer. He died in 2020. He already had a precondition that if it wasn't kept up on, he had a chance of dying. There's people that had conditions that they didn't know. You know what I'm saying? So getting COVID just was like the final straw. But think about it. Think about it. If you want to be honest, because I do have friends who've lost very close, like parents, during this pandemic, and I want you, before you judge me, before you get mad, Just think about it. Was your parent trying to tell you that they had an illness, that they were waning, or, you know what I'm saying? And they had a condition. And, you know, did they die and everything was already set up? It's a possibility they were already sick and they knew. They just hadn't figured out how to tell you that I'm suffering from this. You know, because under regular conditions, they can deal with it. It may have won. Like, I feel like if it wasn't the shutdowns, that Chadwick Boseman would have beat his cancer. But anyway, so I feel like it kind of was a pandemic, because now retailers and places like Vegas, vacation places like Vegas, that took a real hit during 2020 is now the reason why they have mad crazy prices. Now, I expected, like, before the pandemic, I expected to pay maybe $13 as opposed to almost $20 for what I got. Okay. I know, because I came to Vegas right at the point, right before the pandemic. Okay, they ain't go on this chair. It has a lean on it. I haven't figured out how to change that lean. Like, stop doing that. There it is. Okay, I figured it out. Because they'll lean forward and it's just dump you out the chair. So, I feel like it might have been a bit of a pandemic for businesses to have a reason to increase their prices, including Dollar Tree. Think about it. Dollar Tree raised their prices 2 years after the initial shutdown. They managed to keep it. And then right in 2022, at the beginning of 2022, they announced, hey, we're going to increase our prices. So we're not going to be just $1. We've maintained it for years, but we actually got to raise the prices now. Okay, they were able to mandate it for decades to keep everything under $1. I feel like the shutdowns was a perfect excuse to raise the prices. Now, mind you, I'm going to tell you the reason why I kind of feel like I'm feeling the pandemic situation is because before, when I worked there, like I said, I believe they held off shipping, not because they didn't have anyone to ship it, but so that they can repackage it into smaller packages. Okay, before the shutdowns, Dollar Tree, you can get masks, surgical masks that you get in the hospital, right? 10 in a pack for $1 plus tax. Okay, after the pandemic, you paid $1 for 2. They repackaged it. You used to be able to get a big ass bottle of sanitizer, hand sanitizer, right? For $1, like a big bottle, like almost a gallon. You know, and it would be the Dollar Tree brand, right? After the pandemic, you got the pump that was way smaller. As a matter of fact, they didn't even have the pumps anymore, where you could just pump and the sanitizer come out in your hands. They changed the bottle to a smaller bottle, where you got maybe 10 ounces, maybe 15, with where a bottle where you couldn't pump it out. They changed it. They put it into smaller packaging. And the fact that they knew to have the smaller packaging available. I'm just saying, y'all. economically, that was a pandemic. It was made to make y'all scared. The pharmaceutical community was losing ground. There's a lot of people doing naturalistic situations, and people are realizing that you can control some of your ailments without getting medication. That it's about what you eat and how you take care of your body. So pharmaceuticals came up. Every retailer came up. They couldn't do it right afterwards because then it would seem like price gouging. Okay? It's price gouging if you do it 2020 shutdowns, 2021, everything increased. Dramatically, that's price gouging. So they had to wait until either the end of 2021 to announce their increased prices like Dollar Tree did, or at the beginning of 2022. Now there's the great inflation that's going on in 2022. I'm just sorry. This is just my thoughts. This is what I tell you what's on my mind in the morning time, and this is what I'm thinking. Now, I watch a lot of Vegas content creators on YouTube. So they did warn of, like, if you go out to eat, they're going to add a certain amount on. And that's really their way to adjust for the shutdowns and pandemic. And that's true. That makes very logical sense. But if it was planned economically to shut people down, have everybody go inside, companies like major corporations, major retailers learned how to still stay open, especially food joints, because you can deliver and still make your money. Now, would it warrant you still having that brick and mortar store, shop, or restaurant? You know what I'm saying? Maybe not. So that's why there was a big rush to get people back at work. So those lunch spots that has that brick and mortar lease in that building to go back to work so that they can start making money again and paying back their PPP loan. I'm just saying. It might have been a pandemic. I'm just saying. Because a lot of people, like, the pharmaceutical came up because of the vaccine, the shots, the jabs. Okay? Oh, I don't know if this is going to be okay to post because of what I'm saying. Because they might shut me down because of this shit. But I'm just, think about it. Open your mind. Maybe. Don't go all the way down the rabbit trail. But just consider that it's possible that this is planned economically because they needed a reason to increase the prices that the average person would accept. Because reasonably that makes sense. But it might not have been planned. Let's consider the fact that, putting conspiracy aside, it wasn't planned. A virus hit that was stronger than what we ever seen. But companies and, those that had to shut down, like literally shut shop down. Because all of their whole thing, because I've always said that restaurants and certain things, was what they sold was not their food was so great, but the ambiance of being served and being out and enjoying your time and instead of having to cook it yourself like a lot of us had to do in 2020. You want that steak, you're going to have to order that steak, have it delivered, and try to make it like a Ruth Chris steak. Some of us learned that, oh my goodness, I don't need to go to Ruth Chris. I make a damn good steak. I just have to pick the right meats and stuff like that. Or instead of going to Bath and Body Works for candles, I can make my own candles. Or instead of going to do this or that, the atmosphere was what they was really selling. The atmosphere of being served. I remember during the shutdowns, one of the things I missed was someone coming to me and say, how can I help you? What can we start you off with a drink? It was a needing to be served feeling that you got when you went out to eat with friends or you go somewhere, someone is serving you instead of you having to make it up. And when I first started, the shutdowns, it wasn't a major thing to me, but before the shutdowns, I used to go every Friday on payday, and I would go and get me some wings and a Bob Marley, because no one can make it like J.R. Crickets in Midtown, okay? Or North Avenue. They knew it. They started mixing my drink before I got there. Hey girl. Like we knew each other. And it was nice being able to do that. That was a treat that I gave myself each week for making it through the week and getting, just a treat. And it's not even because of any reason other than I treated myself. After once the shutdowns, I said pan, but after the shutdowns, I couldn't go. I remember the first day that we got word from my job, like, okay, you got a computer at home? And yeah, I do. And I had just gotten one at the beginning of the year. It was like, no problem. Good. You're going to do this and call me on Monday and I'm going to tell you what you're going to end up doing. Went to the J.R. Crickets that Friday. Yeah, that Friday where I got told that I'll be working from home. And I went down to my J.R. Crickets. It is a wing spot. FYI, if you didn't know. And honey, I found out that was the first time where they shut down in dine-in options. So it's like I had to come down and actually order wings as if I actually went there for their wings. So I didn't. I went there for their Bob Marleys. The wings was just the cherry on top. If you're drinking, you gotta eat. Okay. So I get it. A lot of people was out of job, and a lot of businesses that managed to somewhat stay alive during the shutdowns, they need to make up their money. So how do I feel about paying almost $20 for a sandwich and a coffee, frozen coffee drink? I feel no ways, because I understand what it is. Starbucks is just making their money, and it's on the strip. If I would have went off the strip to get a Starbucks anything, it probably been closer to what I would have got at home. So I don't feel no way. Bitch, I'm on vacation. You know what I'm saying? So you're going to spend money that you wouldn't have gotten at home. Plus, after whole shutdown, people are trying to make that money back. Starbucks maybe just had to drive through, but there's a lot of people that just didn't go because they just, you know what I'm saying? So they still need to make up. And if it was a pandemic, if it was, I mean, It was. It was. If it was, it's what? What am I going to do about it as an individual? It was a pandemic, so what the fuck am I going to do? I'm on vacation. Things are more expensive than it was when I went in 2020, in January of 2020. This is what it is. So, yeah, you can get mad at all the exorbitant prices and the inflation, but you need to shut up. I said it. Your auntie said you need to shut up because you're going to pay those prices. And you're going to get used to those prices. Just like we got used to in the 2000s when the gas prices started going up from 89 cents a gallon to $1.35 a gallon. And we were sitting up here whining, all the gas prices are going up. Shut the fuck up. You got used to it. And you was thankful for if you got gas at $1.10. Reminiscing on when you could get a gas at 89 cents a gallon, where you could fill up for $5, but you can't do that no more. It's called evolving. It's everything. It's going to increase. So, I mean, I don't know. I'm saved. I'm born again. Okay. God loves me. So he's going to have to increase my income somehow so that I can survive in his earth. He said in his word. Now, this I know for a fact. Where to find it, I don't know. But it says that he gives us all that we need for life and godliness in this earth. So that means if prices go up, my income got to go up. How he gonna do it? It ain't either that plus, or I'm gonna engage my creativity to be able to still get what I used to get at the same price that I used to get it. If that means I have to make it myself, if I have to budget for it, it makes me think about, well, do I really need Hulu this month? Or do I want that coffee? Or do I want to get this food? Do I really need to fill my tank every week? Or do I just need enough to get me to and from work each week for the next 2 weeks until I get paid again? I mean, you know what I'm saying? You just learn stuff. You start looking for bargains. You get creative. You know what I'm saying? So don't see it as a negativity, inflation, whether it was a pandemic or this is people adjusting to a pandemic. Just know, first of all, a lot of people want to, I can complain about it like crazy. Or you can adjust and engage your creator inside of you. Either you're going to create more money to come in so that you can get the stuff and keep the lifestyle you have, or you're going to create a way to maintain your lifestyle without getting more money. Maybe you learn how to make a frappuccino at home, or you learn how to make that bacon Gouda sandwich instead of going to Starbucks for it, or you find out, you go to look for programs that allow you to still get it at the price that you used to. I said what I said. You know what I'm saying? Give this, instead of complaining about the exorbitant prices, I suggest to you, your auntie, AKARA, is telling you, engage your creator so that you can still have what you used to in it, because you can't change it being mad at it, but you can adjust to still get what you want. All right, so that's all I have for you for this morning chat. That's what it is. Inflation. The inflation. What I think about the inflation. That's what inflation of prices. Whatever else I'm going to do on my vacation. All right now. Get off my screen. Bye, babies. Bye. I did tell you to remember to love yourself, love your neighbors, and stay authentic, right? Did I? I didn't? I don't know. But do that. All right? Vacation mode. Ooh. According to a car on vacation mode. And all this is going to go up. Yeah, I'm not cutting nothing. Nah. Get off my screen. I love y'all. Your auntie loves you. This is your auntie on vacation, drinking in the morning time and shish. Now, it's 2 o'clock there, but it's only 11 o'clock here. Oh, it's not even 11 o'clock. It's like, well, it's 11 o'clock. I said I was going to go to the pool at 11. Ooh, I don't think I'm going to do that. All right, bye.